Hey, I'm gonna start reviewing some movie trailers. You know, I there are a lot of movie trailers are dropping, and I think you know, it. I mean, there are some movies that don't really need trailers. I feel, like Avengers Endgame. I don't really understand why they had a trailer. Like people were gonna go see Avengers Endgame. I don't think there was any doubt about that. I'm not sure. I mean, if it would have been very hard for an Avengers Endgame trailer to capture new fans because what were they gonna do? I mean, I saw a list about like what movies to watch, but I don't know if there were any people who just went to see Endgame or just watched Infinity War and Endgame. But anyway, whatever. Anyway, like the video below, subscribe to the channel. I want to get to 50 subscribers by the end of the week. Comment what you think of the trailer down below also. And yeah, so let's get into it. So, the Black Widow trailer. Oh, I'm a big fan of the Marvel movies. I the only one I haven't seen is the Hulk one. And it was the Incredible Hulk. There were two of them. I didn't see either one because I don't know. I heard the first one wasn't very good, and then I I didn't really know what the second one was until too late, and then I found out Mark Ruffalo was the Hulk, so I didn't bother watching the Edward Norton one, and it's not very good anyway, from what I hear, so I never bothered seeing it. But anyway, I'm going to be reviewing the Black Widow trailer because that's the only one that has dropped for Marvel so far. It is the next Marvel movie that's coming out. It's going to be kicking off phase four. Uh, it's coming out in May, I think May 1st, first Friday in May. Uh, which is we'll see. Maybe they move it up to because they did that with the last two Avengers movies. They were going to be coming out the first week in May, and then they moved to the week before because of international releases. So we'll see. Either way, it's going to be coming out in the spring or yeah, in the spring, considered a summer movie. I don't get that whole thing really. But it's going to be kicking off phase four, and I'm excited. It's starting new. Really, that's really what this whole thing is. Avengers Endgame finished up a 10-year saga and 11-year saga, really. Like 22 or 23 movies. It's ridiculous. But now they have to start brand new. There's no more Captain America. There's no more Iron Man. Well, there's no more Captain America as we know him. There's no more Chris Evans as Captain America. There's no more Iron Man, like I said, uh, there's no more Black Widow, even though we're getting a Black Widow movie. I don't. So that's kind of weird. I think, you know, I don't know. I think they always. I think people were clamoring for a Black Widow movie because, before Captain Marvel came out, or before Captain Marvel was announced, a lot of people were wondering, why isn't Scarlett Johansson getting her solo movie? And I mean, look, I've said it before. I'm not a comic book guy, so, I think Black Widow's a bigger known person among the comics, but I had no idea who Black Widow was before the movies. And I don't know, it's not, but it sounds like they have a good story in place. The movie is going to take place between the end of Captain America Civil War and the beginning of Avengers Infinity War. So, a few year time span, somewhere in the middle there, that's where it's going to take place. And my theory about this movie had been, it's going to set up like a new Black Widow, someone to take over the mantle. And I think that, so Florence Pugh plays her sister in the movie, and I think Florence Pugh's gonna be a new Black Widow type character. And, I'm all for it. Fine. I like Black Widow as a character, a CIA type assassin who, is just a badass and can do pretty much anything. And, you know, I was actually watching a video that was saying it looks like it takes place in Budapest. Now, it definitely takes place in Eastern Europe, but I have no idea how to tell if it's Budapest. But I think that's probably they refer, or Black Widow and Hawkeye refer to Budapest in, I believe it was Endgame. And Hawkeye, they sort of see it differently. So I think that could make sense, is that you are, that you're showing what happened in Budapest and how that's going to play out, maybe play into the next phase, or definitely play into the next phase, because it's the first movie that opens up a brand new chapter, you know. So we see David Harbour plays Red Guardian, who it looks like is maybe her father in the movie. I don't know. But I don't know much. I don't know who Red Guardian is really. It looks like a knockoff Captain America, really. Like, the suit's very similar, and maybe like the communist Captain America. I don't know, but So the bad guys, this guy called Taskmaster, and apparently he can pretty much do anything his opponent is doing. So he takes on all their abilities. And given that if it does take place in Budapest, maybe we see uh, Hawkeye come into play. Maybe he's like the uh, second Avenger that shows up in the movie. But it looks like a good movie. I'm definitely going to go see it. And I mean, I can't imagine that any Marvel fan is not going to go see it because, first of all, hardcore Marvel fans, I feel like, go to see every movie because that's the way it is. And I feel like because so the second movie that's going to be coming out is going to be the Eternals. And I don't know if that kind of feels because it's sort of like a space movie, I guess, cosmic uh Avengers type, cosmic characters, that it probably won't have anything to do really with Black Widow. But I feel like a lot of these movies are, there are hints to what, but maybe because this movie takes place in the past, that it's going to be sort of a standalone movie that will play into just like who the next person to take Scarlett Johansson's spot is going to be. And I think it'll be interesting. The one thing that'll be interesting is how Disney Plus is going to play into all of this, because I'm going to assume, I haven't heard anything about it, but I'm going to assume that relatively shortly after the movie leaves theaters, it's going to be on Disney Plus. So are people gonna like this movie? Like I said, I don't think it's gonna really have an impact on any of the upcoming Marvel movies right now that are slated. So, are certain people gonna say, well, maybe I'll just watch this on Disney Plus? I don't know. I mean, I'll go see it in the movies. I would probably recommend to go see it in the movies, and depending on, I really want to try and, this is the problem. I kind of want to try and go see more of these Marvel movies on opening day, just because I feel like the atmosphere at those movies, at those showings, is probably a lot of fun compared to, just getting whoever's in the theater, you know, a week later. I mean, I feel like even opening weekend, you're not necessarily surrounded by like enthusiastic moviegoers of Marvel movies. It's just like, yeah, sometimes they clap and stuff, but I mean, like I said, I'm not a comic guy, but I've seen all of, or except with the exception of one of the movies, I've seen them all, and I pick up on things. I pick up on references to older Marvel movies and stuff that they drop in, and I feel like no one in theater gets that. And I feel like if I went opening day, everyone would understand it, and it would just be a more fun experience. The problem is, it's a lot. I mean, if you work a full-time job and you have to do a lot of things, you have to go to work the next day, and it's not, you can't go see a movie at 11:30 at night. So you have to, and I mean, the one thing that does make it easier is the advanced tickets, like buying your seat and reserving your seat, so, but I feel like I don't like committing. That's the thing. To movies, I don't like committing to buying a ticket, weeks in advance because the other thing is I like going to movies on my way home from work, and I feel like, I never know when the right time is, and so I don't know. But either way, I'll be going to see the movie. If you're a Marvel fan, and I think, why would you be watching this video if you're not? Go check it out. I think you should go see the movie too. It looks awesome. Check out the trailer if you haven't. I mean, there are a lot of people who stay away from trailers. So if you don't want to go see the trailer, I mean, I think probably most people are hooked already. Maybe they'll get the female bump of women who like to go see female-led movies who don't really know the story, but we'll see. So anyway, like the video below, subscribe to the channel. I want to get to 50 subscribers by the end of the week. I'm at 16 right now, so it's 34 subscribers in a week. I think that's doable. So, and comment below. Give me your thoughts on the trailer if you saw it. If you have any insight on who Taskmaster is, and if he's a good villain, what do you think the plot of the movie is? Do you think it's going to be Scarlett Johansson handing over training her sister to be the next Black Widow? Who's Red Guardian? Let me know. And yeah, that's it. So till next time, see ya.